For those of you who live under a rock or don't have access to the internet, the Facebook company is changing their name to Meta Inc. Welcome back to LimeTube, and if you enjoy my videos, please leave a like, comment and subscribe, as it really motivates me to create more content for you. In this video, I'll be talking about Meta Incorporation and give a little bit of an overview of what companies they own, who they are and what they do, and also why I think it's important for crypto and NFT enthusiasts to understand what this could potentially mean in terms of the future for NFTs and crypto. First of all, let's cover the companies that are owned by Meta. Obviously, the biggest and most well-known company is going to be Facebook, the world's largest social networking website. Another company owned by Meta is Instagram. It is a photo and video sharing application, and all influencers these days have Instagram and constantly share photos and videos with their fans. This was purchased by Meta for $1 billion in April 9th, 2012. Next up is WhatsApp, a mobile messenger service. This is both for everyday consumers but also businesses. And for me, this has replaced any other form of messaging service that I used to use with family and friends. It was acquired in February 19th, 2014 for $19 billion. I think for the majority of people, WhatsApp is one of the biggest messenger platforms out there. Next up is the Oculus VR, which was purchased for $2 billion on March 25th, 2014. It is a virtual reality technology company. For those of you who don't know what Oculus is, they are a software and hardware company relating to VR. One of the best known products for Oculus is the Oculus Rift. It is a virtual reality headset and two controllers to navigate and control in the virtual environment. The next up is Anava, a mobile web analytics platform, and went for an undisclosed figure of around $100 to $200 million in October 2013. This is really to understand customer usage online and on applications. And another application is Beluga, which is a messenger service as well. On March the 2nd, 2011. Here's a good sentence about Beluga. In buying Beluga, Facebook acquired a technology that eventually became the social media's company highly successful messenger platform. So Beluga is what started Facebook Messenger. Now, when you look at all these companies combined, it no longer made sense for Facebook to be named Facebook. And one of the reasons why they changed to Meta was because of the fact that now they own so many different companies. It is not known as just Facebook. I was talking to my friend that other day about this name change, and one of the things he said to me was that everyone loves all the apps and services that Facebook owns, but they don't like Facebook. And one of the big reasons for that is Facebook has had a lot of bad publicity, and this is why they want to disassociate all the other applications away from Facebook. When you hear they're from a company named Meta, in a few years' time, you won't instinctively connect Facebook and Meta together, which also means your association with Facebook to WhatsApp or Instagram will also become weaker. Here's an article on the Motley Fool website called How Facebook's name change to Meta Could Mask Its Crypto Ambitions. I don't think they're masking it at all. It's very blatant what their crypto ambitions are from the name change. Those of us who are familiar with NFTs and crypto will have heard the Metaverse over and over and over again. So from that, I am very amazed at Facebook's ability to be able to acquire the name change to Meta. So Mark Zuckerberg announced that right now our brand is so tightly linked to one product that it can't possibly represent everything we're doing today, let alone in the future. Over time, I hope we are seen as a Metaverse company, and I want to anchor our work and identity on what we're building towards. I've just mentioned the 5 companies that Meta have acquired over the last 10 or so years, but here it says, however, one point that hasn't gotten a ton of attention is Zuckerberg's throwaway reference to cryptocurrency. Privacy and safety need to be built into the metaverse from day one, so do open standards and interoperability. This will require not just novel technical work like supporting crypto and NFT projects in the community, also new forms of governance. And this really is the key statement to what the Meta rebranding is all about, the future. So in NFTs, we hear about the metaverse all the time, and Facebook is really ready to shift into that metaverse. They've already got Oculus Rift as a VR company, and this will be a great place for the virtual reality metaverse. And it's only a matter of time before Facebook starts incorporating NFTs to their platform. I think a lot of us are aware of Twitter's ambition also to verify NFTs so that your Twitter profile can confirm what NFTs you hold, and essentially you can show bragging rights or show your status when you own one of the biggest NFTs out there. Facebook earlier this month announced its collaboration with Coinbase in a project to offer Facebook's own digital wallet called Novi to users in certain geographies. The goal of this test is to enable users to send and receive a crypto stablecoin called Pax Dollars abroad instantly, securely, and with no transaction fees. This is already showing signs that Facebook is entering the crypto marketplace, and the launch of their own wallet is good for Facebook, as well as I can see it being used in the future in the Facebook marketplace as well. Back in 2019, Facebook did attempt to launch their own token called the Libra Coin, but it was scrapped due to a lot of complaints and policies. However, it hasn't fully gone away. It's been rejigged and renamed to DM or Diem and removed from Facebook's direct oversight or management. To me, coupling this information and the launch of Novi suggests one thing to me. In the future, you'll be using Meta's coin DM to purchase stuff from the Facebook marketplace, utilizing your Novi wallet where the coin will be stored. Just as I was saying here, it says Facebook's Novi wallet will be big in Meta Crypto's future. To be clear, Meta intends to have one digital wallet that will seemingly work with all digital assets, including cryptocurrencies, within its plan to create an immersive experience online. This article really highlights that Meta's intention is to launch a wallet in the crypto space and also include their own cryptocurrency in this wallet to be able to transact on the Facebook marketplace in the future. Today, this Facebook marketplace is about selling physical goods, but in the future, will this be to sell NFTs? This article on CoinDesk certainly thinks so. Facebook said Thursday the company's Metaverse will support non-fungible tokens in a possible boost to the Ethereum protocol. This will make it easier for people to sell limited edition digital objects like NFTs, display them in a digital space, and even resell them to the next person securely. Now, I can already imagine people having to put on their Oculus Rift to get into their virtual environment where they will be able to interact with their NFTs. And how awesome would it be where you could virtually walk around an NFT environment viewing different types of NFTs and deciding which ones to purchase. This is where we'll see a lot of Meta's companies coming together and slowly forming and strengthening each other. One of the quotes here is, "Our goal is to provide a way for as many players as possible to build a business in the metaverse." Facebook will also be changing their ticker name to MVRS starting on December the 1st. There's a lot of interesting stuff happening over at the Meta Incorporation, and I can really see them soon launching their own NFT marketplace or partnering up with a company or even acquiring a company to own a marketplace. Now, this video has been very different to the videos that I normally make, as I'm normally only talking about NFTs. However, Meta Platforms is not an NFT, nor is it a marketplace like OpenSea, nor is it a trading platform or wallet platform like Coinbase or Binance. It is currently a platform made up of multiple individual companies, such as Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, and therefore let's review the stock price and some details about the stock. So this website is called Simply Wall Street, which provides company information, and I do pay for this information. Some notable rewards from Meta are that it's trading at 50% below Simply Wall Street's estimate of fair value. Earnings are forecast to grow 11.69% per year, and earnings grew 59.5% over the past year. So the stock price looked like it was at all-time highs in around 30th of August at $380. It's currently around $328. As a disclaimer, I do hold and own Facebook stock, which soon will be called Metaverse stock, and I purchased it right before COVID struck in February around the $204 mark, where it was at all-time highs and COVID hit and then it dropped big time. However, I wasn't too worried at the time because I believed that Facebook would be successful over the long period, and I had since purchased a couple more times in 2020. It has been over a year since I last bought the stock. It does look like after the announcements of rebranding, the stock price did rise a little. However, it's not gone to its all-time highs of around 30th of August. If we look at their volatility, Meta's volatility has been fairly stable over the past year. It has underperformed its market and the US market over the past year. Price to earnings ratio of about 23.5x. What I really like about Facebook and Meta is its earnings and revenue. So their last reported earnings was on September 30th, 2021, and it made $112.33 billion in revenue. The cost of this was $21.5 billion, which leaves a gross profit of $90.8 billion after expenses of $50.5 billion. They have earned $40.3 billion. That gives a net profit margin of 35.88%. Simply Wall Street's valuation. Now, I don't pay close attention to this, but I do always use it as a quick glance over, and they believe it to be about 50% undervalued, which is a massive amount. Their price to earnings is less than the interactive media and services industry, but overall higher than the US market. Tech stocks tend to be higher than the US market. If we look at their revenue and earnings over the last couple of years, you can see that earnings are slowly on the rise while their revenue is increasing quickly, and expectations are to continue increasing. The forecasted annual earnings growth is less than the industry and market, but their annual revenue growth is higher than the market but similar to the industry. Here you can see more detail about their revenue from 2015 onwards. Their revenue has consistently grown. Their earnings did take a bit of a dip during 2019, but have slowly risen higher and higher. But why I really like the Meta stock is due to its financial health. So they currently have $75.42 billion worth of assets in the short term against their $17.81 billion in liability. And over the long term, they have $94.16 billion in assets and only $18.41 billion in liabilities. And here is their key, their debt to equity history and analysis. Look at their debt as opposed to their equity. That is almost a flat line in terms of debt. They have had virtually zero debt since 2015. So here you can see Facebook is debt free, has had no debts in 5 years, therefore doesn't need to be covered by operating cash flow, and has no interest payments because of no debts. And their balance sheet is, as you would expect, all green. One of the things that I don't like about Meta is the fact that they currently don't offer a dividend. I think given how long Meta and Facebook have been around, they should start considering, especially with the amount of cash they have, rewarding their owners with dividend payments. They hold enough cash to be able to comfortably at least give some to the owners. So the leadership team, Mark Zuckerberg owns 12.51% of the company, and then everyone else in the company owns considerably less than he does. In terms of insider trading volume, no insiders have been buying the company, but there has been one individual who sold 6 to 9 months ago, and then the rest of this is from companies that have been selling. Ownership breakdown is 69% institutions, 15.5% general public, and 15.5% individual insiders, which is mainly Mark Zuckerberg. If we look at top shareholders, obviously Zuckerberg is sitting right at the top as founder of Facebook and also their CEO. And then it is mainly investment companies which own a large percentage of the Meta company. Facebook's employees are growing and growing, and this will continue growing as Facebook expands into the Metaverse. Overall, there seems to be a lot of exciting things coming for Meta, and for any crypto and NFT enthusiast, it is certainly worth recognizing Facebook's transition to Meta and what this potentially may mean in the future for NFTs and crypto if they do move to a platform such as Facebook. One of the big things to come from that, if it happens, is it will make crypto and NFTs 100 times more accessible for everyday people to start taking an interest into crypto and also getting involved in NFTs and the whole metaverse. Now, this has been a really different video from the ones that I normally make. Let me know what your thoughts are and if you'd like to see more like this or if I should stick to the NFT videos. I hope you enjoyed. Please leave a like, comment and don't forget to subscribe as it really motivates me to create more content for you. And just to add before I end this, I am not advising anyone to buy, sell or purchase Meta stock. As a disclosure, I did mention that I do own Meta shares myself, but that is not advice for you to go and buy. However, if you like the information, do a bit more of your own research and make your own decision whether to buy or not. Peace out.